Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it's the 25th, which means it's time for Christmas in June. It is way too hot outside to be thinking about Christmas, but I'm going to do it anyway. So some of my scrappy friends at a YouTube hop on Facebook have a Christmas every month on the 25th. And so I am posting mine a little late. I have these two super cute pictures of my kids opening presents at my in-laws. And so they're not the best pictures of them because, they were not in a posy mood, I guess, that day. I've decided to use this classic Christmas by Recollections because I'm really trying to get this used up. I got it for Christmas from my sweet friend Anne Marie. And so I only have like 3 papers left in here and some scraps. So I also have this little die cut that I've had for 15 years, and I want to get that used up. And then I have this little box that I have started putting my small Christmas ephemera and stickers in. And so I want to use some of those up because I've had a lot of those for 10, 15, 20 years. And then I have these little chipboard alphas, and there's some numbers on there. I wasn't sure what I was going to use from that, but I do pull a couple things. And then I just bought this candied apple distress oxide, and I thought I'd use it more on here. I didn't. I could have used it more than I did, but I forgot about it. I do use it a little though. So anyway, I wanted to share something really quick. Yesterday when I was creating a layout in the video, my son came in and brought me this box, and of course I was voiceovering my video, and so I decided that since I was talking about it and he was talking about it, I would share it. He made this box out of a box, and it's like a YouTube an award for hitting 500 subscribers. And so it's got like the little play button in the middle, and he's written on there 500 subs, and at the bottom it says Scrapping on the Fly. He used some like Tyrannosaurus Rex tape and some of my paint and inks, and just got very creative and was trying to support my YouTube life. So love him. Anyway, so I have my papers, my pictures, my inks and stuff, so let's see how this goes. So I picked this paper because I don't know what to do with this paper. These are the kinds of papers that I have a hard time with. They're kind of, it's a classic, obviously. The title of this is Classic Christmas. It's a classic Santa, and I'm okay with that, but I just have a hard time like figuring out where to put things on the page. So I thought if I could do a little bit of covering on some of the things on this layout, that I would be able to work with that a little better. So I pulled out this paper, and then I have this right here is a cut apart, and I want to cut that red and black plaid bow out, and I'm going to use that. And then I also want that title in the middle. So that's going to be the title of my page, is 'Tis the Season to be Jolly. And I like that brown craft paper in the background, and that's what I should have inked with my new candied apple. But I already had it down when I realized that I should have done that. But, it's fine, you all. I have lots of color, lots of embellishment, lots of stuff on this layout. And I went with a little bit more is more than I have lately, because I am definitely trying to use up my stash. So I matte this picture of my son on the green plaid that I have. You can see a little piece of it right there, and it's just a very thin border. It's really just a matter of wanting the picture to stand out on the background paper. And I want to cover that top left corner because I don't like it. It's not what I want in this picture. So I take this green plaid. I decide to tear it after I started to lay it down. I didn't like that strict straight line. So I tore just a itty bitty smidge. I don't like to waste you all. And then I just tape this down and then cut off what's hanging off. And I love this so much. I love the way that looks even with nothing else on it. I love that paper being on there. And so then I put the pictures down and kind of get an idea of what I want to do, just so I'm not covering Santa's face, and I'm not covering too much of the pictures. My son is in the background of the picture of my daughter. I don't mind if he gets covered up because he has his own picture, but if I can help it, I won't cover him because it seems weird to me to cover up your kids. So I get the pictures down and kind of get an idea for what's going to go on. And now I'm trying to find something to mat my daughter's picture in. And I really, really, really want to use scraps. So other than my base page, everything on here I use as a scrap. So I find this cut apart and I decide that this is going to work for me. So I put it down in the little half circles on the top and the bottom of the like little tag or cut apart. Pretty much sit perfectly at the top and bottom of the picture. So I just trim a smidge of the picture down on the side. Let me get my words out. And then I'm writing down the date from the back, you all. Go me. I know. So impressed with myself. But anyway, I get that written down and then I attach that picture. And then I'm just going to trim around. And I actually trim around the little tab because I think that's going to look better than leaving it full. So I just use my cutteries and cut around. And then I have to take the picture off and readjust it because it was a little cockeyed, so it was kind of wonky on both sides. So I get that fixed. And then I am getting my little stockings hung up here at the top, and I really love these. And I don't have a lot of like this limey green in the layout, but that Santa Claus, like some of the greenery around him does have that color, so I felt like it went fine. And I wasn't, obviously too terribly concerned because, there it is on the page. And I am going to add a ton of embellishments, and I'm not concerned about their colors either. The only thing I tried to steer clear of was silver, since I already have some gold on this layout. Not that I care to mix my metals, because I certainly do not, and I don't always pay enough attention. But I wanted to try and stick with just gold. So I also wasn't a huge fan of the bird at the bottom of this page, so I cover it up with the title that says 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. You could still see a little bit of the branch underneath, but that's fine. You can't see the bird. And then I tuck in this little tree that I fussy cut from a tag. And then I tuck in the little bow that came off of that, where the title was. And I tuck all of that in. And yes, it's covering a little bit of Santa, but not enough to be an issue. Like, you can still see his full beard and everything like that, but you can't see the bird. So now I'm going to get into my little stash right here. I have a ton of those crop-in style binders, and when I say a ton, I mean like 8 of them, and they're full of little stickers, cut stickers, all these little things. And I'm trying to move away from the binders and put them in these containers because I am more likely to pull this container out and flip through that than I am the binders because they get forgotten. They have been under my feet for years since I've been scrapbooking my home for 12 years. And I finally, now that we've moved, they're on a bookshelf on the other side of the room. So I really want to get them in these containers, and that way I can grab them out, however I decide to organize them. So anyway, I'm pretty much due a sticker, not really a sticker sneeze. It's just like a vertical element of just lots and lots of Christmassy stickers. I've got a Christmas decorated house. I've got some Santa Claus heads. I've got some toys, Santa's hat, a little Merry Christmas. It kind of is totally different because it's blue and it's a different texture than the rest of them. Nutcracker, a gingerbread house. I mean, like, just a plethora of different Christmassy things that have just sat in my stash. Some of that stuff for years. Some of those creative memory stickers that I used I've had since 1996. No joke. So I get this picture down of my daughter. The only thing it was going to fully cover was the little mailbox. And so I put that over just a smidge so it wouldn't be covered. And then I'm going to tuck this little picture of my son just slightly behind my daughter's picture. So really all it's covering is a little piece of that present that's down there. And I inked the side of that with the candy apple. And I don't know how well you can see in the video, but I get red ink on my paper. And I don't mind that. Like, it wouldn't really have been a big deal. I actually considered doing some splatters on that side with the red ink, but changed my mind. Probably because I'm being lazy. I don't know. But then I used this little bow and I put that down over here. And then to cover up the biggest portion of where I kind of have that red ink smear, I cut this little warm winter wishes and put that over the bottom of this picture. Plus it helps cover up like the big chunk of hardwood floor that is not, necessary for the picture at all. And it's still not covering Santa. See, we've got it all under control over here. So there is this empty space up here, and I'm going to put, I pulled the 19 out because this is January the 19th, 2019. However, I contemplated for a minute and trying to figure it out. I do change it to say 18 because this is officially for Christmas 2018. We just couldn't go during Christmas because my husband had to work. So I changed it to say 18, and then I will make a note on the bottom of the date and that we had to wait to go celebrate 2018's Christmas. And I did get out my candied apple and thought about inking these numbers, but I tried it on one of the little holes from the middle of the 8, and it looks okay, but the red is completely different than all the other reds, and I just thought it's almost a pinky tone because it's going to get washed out from that white. And I just decided against it. Plus, I like how drastic that white is right there. So then I am looking at it and I feel like there's something missing. So I get out my Nouveau Deluxe and I put that down in a few different places. And I'm going to add some gold sequins in these little missing spaces. I didn't think that it really needed any shiny shimmery, except there is some shiny shimmery on the tree. And so I thought that it would kind of help bring it up the side of the page as well. So I put these big fat gold sequins that came from a little Christmas stash that I got. And I also got out, just because it was sitting on my desk, because my son used it for the box that he made me, the Delusion Shimmer Sprays by Diane Reevely in white linen. And I just put 3 little dots in a couple of different places on the paper, on that green paper. And then I also put a couple little lines on the stockings, like at the bottom. And then I add one more little sequence up here to kind of give that triangle effect of the shiny gold. And so I think that that's it. And now I'm going to show you the close-ups. I do love working on layouts where I don't have a sketch or a layout to be copying. Sometimes it's so freeing because you don't have to feel like you need to put something here or something needs to go there, or you have to have this size shape this or whatever. I know that sketches and layouts are really just for inspiration, but sometimes I am OCD and can't help it. I need it to be like that. You can tell that it came from a sketch or a layout. So when I create just out of my crazy brain, this is what happens. I just like throw stuff together and that's it. I hope you will go below in the comments. No, well, there too, please. But in the description box and follow along with all the other awesome creatives who are scrapbooking Christmas in June. And I hope you'll come back for some more 30 days of sketches and some other fabulous things that are happening. So have a great day and happy scrapping.